Hello friends, and welcome to Ouroboros Tarot. Today we're going to be doing a pick a card reading on your person's current thoughts and feelings. The messages that came through today were very specific, so there may not be a message here for you today. And if that's the case, that's okay. There was no message meant for you here today. But these are the piles that I have for you guys. So pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Take as much time as you need to find the pile that sits right with your energy as well as with your person's, and I will see you in a minute. Hi pile 1, and welcome to your reading on their current thoughts and feelings. So how we're going to do it today is I have oracles here to kind of give us information on what the current energy is between the two of you, as well as who this person is, like how are they showing up in this connection currently. If this doesn't sound like your connection and your person, then I would suggest checking out another pile. There is going to be an extended reading today, and in that extension we're going to also be looking into what likely is going to happen, what most likely is going to happen within the next 30 days with you and your person. So yeah, and we'll obviously get advice for both this reading and the extended. But yeah, so let's get started. So these two cards at the top are representative of the current energy that is going on between the two of you. And for that we have: criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. And we have number 33, retreat. When it comes to this person and how they're showing up currently, we have the hummingbird, we have number 14, teachers, and we have the sardine, with the keyword being betray. Okay, so what's currently going on here? So I would definitely say that there is like an unstableness right now. Like I feel like there's an insecure, this connection feels insecure or unstable or unsafe, like emotionally unsafe for the time being. And I kind of get the feeling that the two of you may very well be in a place where you're no longer wanting to argue or no longer wanting to put an effort into something when it comes to this connection. It feels like you're picking your battles, right? And it feels like you and your person have both kind of come to an understanding, whether or not this is a spoken understanding or whether or not it's unspoken and it's just the two of you are reflecting this. But it feels like you've come to an understanding where you're realizing that there may not necessarily be any point in trying to sway the other person in a certain way, or trying, it feels like at the moment one or both of you is feeling somewhat powerless, or like the only option there is to let go and allow things to unfold as they naturally will. I sense that either your person is somebody who has trust issues and is currently trying to work through that, or is currently trying to acknowledge that and begin to heal that. But I also feel like for some of you, this is somebody who has betrayed you, or vice versa, or you've betrayed them. Either way, there's like a really tough lesson that's being learned here. It feels like a very difficult lesson, a very hurtful lesson, but it's a lesson nonetheless. Like there's wisdom that has been gained, or that is currently being gained from this. And I think that this is on both of your ends. We have teachers showing up in terms of how this person is showing up, but then we also have hummingbird, and hummingbirds represent learning, lifelong learning, and being open to new situations, things like that. So like I feel like not only is this person showing up as a teacher to you, whether or not you appreciate it, or whether or not this is like a really shitty hand that you've been dealt, either way, there's something here that I think you feel. I don't think that this is something that is coming as a surprise to you. It's something that you're aware is helping you evolve, or has taught you something that you were unaware of. And the same goes for this person. You've taught them something, or perhaps their poor behavior has taught them something. The consequences of their actions have taught them something. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for what's currently happening. So if this sounds like you and your person currently, let's go ahead and get into the tarot. And the first thing we're going to look into is what their current thoughts are. So what is it that they're thinking? And I think how I'm going to do it is I'm just going to do like one row for thoughts, one row for feelings, and then I also have 2 oracles, one for each. So that's kind of how I'm planning on doing it. I can always pull more oracles if needed, if there needs to be clarification on anything. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So Spirit, we are looking into pile 1's person. What are pile 1's person's current thoughts towards this connection? What are pile 1's person's current thoughts when it comes to this connection? So we have the 2 of Wands reversed. We have the 3 of Pentacles, the Hierophant. Let's get one more. What are their current thoughts? Okay, well, we have the Magician. I feel like another one flipped over. Maybe not. Should I take these? Yes. Okay, and then we have the Ace of Swords reversed and the 7 of Wands reversed. Okay. And then when it comes to their feelings, let's go ahead and get some more info. So Spirit, how is pile 1's person currently feeling? How is pile 1's person currently feeling? So we have the 4 of Wands. How is pile 1's person currently feeling, Spirit, when it comes to this connection? We have the Tower. Okay, how is pile 1's person currently feeling? We have the Page of Cups. How are they currently feeling? How is pile 1's person currently feeling? And we have the Ace of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the 7 of Cups. I'll go ahead and I'll put that there. And then when it comes to the oracles that I have pulled for the 2 of you, when it comes to this person's thoughts, the card that we have is Abundance. And when it comes to this person's feelings, we have Pain. Okay. I think the first thing that, like, the first message that kind of came through was before the cards were even, like, all out. I originally only wanted just a few cards, and a lot more came out for their thoughts, which is telling me that you're very much so on this person's mind. And I would also say that you are, like, they're definitely overthinking this. They're ruminating. They can't stop thinking about this. I feel like this person is understanding it, when it comes to their thoughts. What's going through their mind is that they're understanding the lesson that has been needed. It feels like it's something that more than likely slapped them across the face. It was like very abrupt and like, just, you're going to deal with this. Like their face kind of got shoved in it. And I get the feeling that there's recognition here, pile one, that these lessons are ones that are meant to, or that have the potential at least, for your person to build themselves up, for your person to become a better version of themselves, somebody who feels capable, somebody who feels secure in themselves and knowing what it is that they can achieve, knowing what it is that they can do. And yet at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of confusion on your person's end of how they can actually repair this connection, like this individual connection. Like there's a lot of self-growth happening here that they're understanding, but when it comes to how to repair this or how to bring this connection back to a place where it's forward moving, they don't know how to approach it. There's like a desire here to, I feel like they don't want to fight, or they don't feel, I think that they're understanding that right now is not, or at least they're thinking, it may not be the truth, but in their thoughts, right now is not the time to try to come forward and bring about clarity or have a conversation or anything like that. It feels more so like I almost feel like they are kind of thinking that they may have, like, this is something that's very unfair in the sense of, like, I'm looking at these ants in the Three of Pentacles, and there's one ant that's standing on the back of another ant to kind of like build whatever it is that they're building. And I kind of feel like there's this remorse, or there's this thought, at least this understanding within them that like they hurt you, or like one of you hurt the other one, and I don't necessarily know if there's any coming back from that. One person came out more so on top, or one, like the both of you have the opportunity to build something now, but it's it feels very selfish, like this person is having some selfish thoughts, or is beginning to understand that they themselves were incredibly selfish, and there may be some shame there involved. And I do feel as though there is shame, like especially when we look at their current feelings, when we look at what's happening here. I mean, first off, we have pain coming through. So like when it comes to their thoughts, I kind of feel like they're trying to soothe themselves or make themselves feel better, have like an optimistic outlook on just their own life. But then there's also this like feeling of shame or guilt for the fact that it's coming in the way in which it has. But then when we look at their actual feelings, what's going on truly in their heart space, I feel like they feel incredibly lost. This person feels very lost, very unsure of the future. They feel, they definitely feel like they are in the aftermath of something chaotic having happened, and very destructive having happened. And there's a desire here to make things right. There's a desire here for there to be an apology of some kind. But there's just such a feeling of loss and confusion and being unsure of how to go about this to make things better. Yeah, I'm actually going to get more cards. I'm debating on whether or not I want to do oracles or if I want to do just continue pulling tarot. I think I'm gonna, I want to pull tarot, but I want to use a different deck. Okay, Spirit, please clarify the Four of Wands when it comes to this person's feelings. Please clarify the Four of Wands. We have the Four of Pentacles. Okay. Okay, please clarify the Tower when it comes to this person's feelings. We have the Eight of Cups. Please clarify the Page of Cups. Okay, we have the High Priestess, and another one flew out. I need to go grab it. It's the Page of Cups again, but this time it's reversed. And then the Ace of Pentacles, please. We have the Queen of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the Lovers reversed. Okay, so the message that I'm getting, pile 1, is that your person is feeling very cowardly. They feel incredibly cowardly, and I feel like there's this understanding on their end that they owe you something. They owe you an apology, they owe you clarity, they owe you closure, or they owe you effort, like another chance. There's something here in which they recognize that you are deserving of effort on their end of some kind. And at the same time, it feels like they are too afraid to actually do that. For the time being, at least. Like, we're just looking at present feelings. There's like there's a desire of like what they want, but the feeling of fear is stronger than the desire itself. That's what I'm seeing. I don't know, obviously I don't know this connection or what this person has done. They may not be deserving of what I'm about to say, but it feels somewhat pathetic. Like, there's definitely like a victim mindset here. And I don't think that this victim mindset comes from them feeling as though you have wronged them. It feels more so like they feel victimized by themselves, and they lack the foresight to see what it is that they need to do in order to do better for themselves in terms of this connection. That's what I'm seeing. I'm sorry, pile 1. This one's heavy. Let's get you some advice. What advice is there for pile 1? So we have number 33, make a vision board. What advice is there for pile 1 when it comes to this connection? Okay, we have number 11, connect with crystals. And one more, please, Spirit. And we have number 10, clear your energy field. And bottom of the deck is 37, music. I feel like your guides are somewhat encouraging you to put some distance between you and this person, not only physically, but also energetically. I feel like there's definitely a message here of like, it may be in your best interest to cut an energetic cord with this person, or to at least give yourself enough space away from them in order for you to really process and decide for yourself what it is that your future looks like, what it is that you want your future to look like, what it is that you are truly desiring. And I feel like with this connect with crystals, like, this could be interpreted in a lot of ways. Like, it could be that there's this message of you being encouraged to kind of come back to your spirituality or your spiritual practices, if that's something that you've kind of been putting off. It could also be an invitation to find ways in which to ground yourself. And with music here, I feel like this also can be interpreted in a lot of ways. Like, however music has the ability to heal you, bring you peace, bring you joy, your guides are really encouraging you to approach it in some capacity. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, pile 1. I'm sorry that this one was so heavy. Please know that I'm always wishing you the best. I'm always rooting for you guys. You guys deserve nothing but happiness and respect and love, and to receive what it is that you want. And yeah, I'm always rooting for you. If I don't see you in the extended reading, I hope that I will have another chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading on your person's current thoughts and feelings toward this connection. So there will be an extended today. I'll get into that in a minute, but these cards here are going to kind of give me and you some insight into who your person is. Like, how are they currently showing up? What's the current energy between the two of you in this connection? If this doesn't sound like you and your person's connection, I would suggest checking out another pile. There also might not be a message here for you today, and that's okay too. But in the extension, we're going to be looking into the next 30 days with your person. So we'll look into how they're more than likely going to be showing up in the next 30 days, how you'll more than likely be showing up in the next 30 days, what will most likely happen, as well as what the most likely action is that they will be taking toward you and the connection. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can join the channel membership. The link is in the description box of the video. Okay, so first and foremost, let's go ahead and look into the current energy of this connection. And for that, we have forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. And we have number 12, stand still. When it comes to who your person is, how they're showing up currently, we have the bobcat with the keyword being variety. We have earthworm. Number 44, the sun. And we have tree shrew with the keyword being addiction. Okay, so what's currently going on between the two of you? So I feel like this is definitely like a connection that has history, or it's a connection that's more so based in the past at this point. Like, there could be this could be a no contact situation, or it could be that, you know, this connection came to a dead end, or like came to a crossroads, and there's a lot of stagnancy here currently. I don't see a lot of movement, a lot of forward movement. I sense that your person is somebody who is currently coming out of a self-destructive phase. I think that with the tree shrew here, this could be quite literal, where this person is somebody who is struggling with a substance or just an addiction of any kind that they feel as though is holding them back. And it's also something that they feel is, or that you see as something that is kind of inhibiting this connection from moving forward. And I sense that your person is actively working on trying to find a different path. Trying to find a path that isn't as self-destructive. And I think that this is something that is more than likely very uncomfortable for them. I sense that they feel as though they're trying something new, and they know that they're not really looking the best at it. They feel uncomfortable, and it's because this is something brand new and they have no practice. They're not skilled at whatever path they are trying to attempt to take. But there's a desire here. There's effort on your person's end to want to find happiness within themselves, and they're realizing that something has got to give, something has to change, and it has to change from within them. They're just open to trying something new, but I don't necessarily know if this is something that they've communicated with you. Like, I feel like for a lot of you, this may be that you're seeing this person as the tree shrew, just as somebody who is really on a self-destructive path right now, or who is really focused on things that really aren't going to give them long-term happiness or joy, but it's something that they're not capable of turning their back on currently. So it could be that you're seeing this, and then behind the scenes this is what's happening. But that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that this is something where it feels more so like the two of you are looking back on this connection rather than wondering what's going to happen in the future. But I feel like there's been enough time, or there's been enough healing, regardless of the time, in which there really aren't very many hard feelings here, either on their end or on your end. It feels like things have really settled. So yeah, if that sounds like you and your person, let's go ahead and get into the tarot. So I have two oracles, or I pulled oracles for both thoughts and feelings. And we're going to do a line above for thoughts and then a line below for feelings. We can pull more oracles if we need to. Okay, Spirit, we're looking into pile 2. What are pile 2's person's thoughts? Okay, so to start, we have the 7 of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Cups. What are their current thoughts towards pile 2 and this connection? We have Justice. Okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and then we have the Hierophant. This happened in the last pile too, where I only wanted 4 cards, but a lot more came out. So what this is telling me is that you're very heavily on this person's mind. There's a lot of thoughts that are going on, but let's keep going. Then when it comes to how this person is feeling, please, Spirit, how is pile 2's person currently feeling towards the connection, towards pile 2? We have the Fool. We have the 8 of Cups. We have the Lovers. Oh goodness. Okay, and then we also have the Star coming out. I think I'm just going to leave it at that. And then the deck split. And so on both bottoms, we have the 5 of Swords, and then we have the Ace of Wands reversed. Okay. Okay, and then when it comes to the oracles and what came through for their thoughts, we have protection, and we have faith. And then when it comes to feelings, we have energy. Okay, so what are their current thoughts and feelings? I feel like this person is currently trying to... I feel like when it comes to what they're thinking, they're beginning to see that this connection is one that has long-term potential, or it's one that would be worth the effort. And I think that in the past, this person may have been somebody who was impatient, or may have been somebody who really didn't feel as though they had the ability to put in that kind of work, and they've always known that that is what this connection deserves. But I see that this person is seeing like sees the potential for like a really happy, really loving, really long-term future with you. A commitment of some kind is what I'm seeing with the Hierophant, as well as with the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. I feel like they see you as somebody who's incredibly gentle, incredibly loving, incredibly soothing to be around, like calming to be around. And I think that they feel, or they know that you deserve more than what has been provided by this person. And I sense that there is this thought that they're having in which they feel very strongly like this connection isn't necessarily over. This connection isn't necessarily, like if this connection has come to an end, they don't feel as though it's over. If this connection is kind of just in a stagnant energy where the two of you really aren't progressing or expanding on this relationship, in the time frame that you have expected it to. This person feels as though that's not going to be the case for forever. And I think that there is, I'm actually going to get, I want to clarify this 8 of Cups. When it comes to how this person is feeling, Spirit, why is the 8 of Cups here? What is it that they're feeling? Why is the 8 of Cups here? We have the 9 of Pentacles. Underneath that, we have the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like, so what I'm getting is that, like, for a lot of you, your person may have been somebody who has been very independent, or really had some things, has had some things that they've needed to work on their own. They've needed to build something for themselves in order to feel confident within themselves, or in order to feel satisfied with whatever it is that they're doing in life. And I sense that, like, they've gained all that they can from that. Like, they're realizing that they no longer feel satisfied doing it alone, and it's time to face that truth that there are more opportunities in connecting than there are currently in being a solitary person. And I think that this person feels very much so inspired by you, by this connection. They really want to kind of begin to show up in a way that they haven't before. They want to kind of heal anything that they have done that has caused you wounds. I feel like they are very much so aware, or they're under the belief in any case, that they have been very selfish. They've behaved very selfishly. Or they behaved in a way that really harmed this connection in some capacity, or the progress of this connection in some capacity. And it feels like, honestly, especially with this star here, like what I'm really noticing is this compass. And I'm kind of getting the same vibe with the image here on energy, where there's like, this person has realized that they know what direction they want to go. They feel very much so drawn to you, and the path is open. They feel like it's the time. Now is the time. There's a lot of like care here and desire for you. And perhaps a little bit of concern that maybe they blew out the flame to the point where there's not going to be a possibility to rekindle that. I think that might be a worry, but at the end of the day, the feelings that they have and the calling that they have toward this connection is so loud at this point that they understand that they are not going to be able to silence it. They're going to have to take action, is what I'm seeing. Yeah. I'm trying to think, do I want to get more oracles? Yeah, let's get more oracles. Let's just see what else comes through in case there's anything that I've missed. Okay, Spirit, is there anything that I've missed when it comes to what this person is thinking or feeling? We have co-create. We have orphaned. We have building blocks, and we have community. Bottom of the deck is here and now. Yeah, like I said, I feel like this person feels like the time is now. The time is right for the two of you to begin working on something together. I feel like there is remorse here, or shame in a way. And there could even be like disappointment in themselves for having abandoned themselves in some capacity. But I do feel like they feel as though they've wronged you, or they left you behind. They left you alone. They abandoned you in some capacity. And I think that there is acknowledgement that that is something that needs to be acknowledged, addressed. But again, with community here, I feel like this person has come through, like, there's healing in being solitary. Yes, there's healing in being alone, but then there's also healing in community. There's healing in relationships, and there are certain wounds that are very difficult to be healed on their own. And there are certain opportunities that are better provided, or better, like the opportunities are stronger in some instances when there's relationships. And I think that this person is moving away, is desiring to move away from really being independent or really pushing people away, to wanting to build something with another person, and that person being you. Let's go ahead and get you some advice. Okay, Spirit, what advice is there for pile 2 when it comes to this connection? So we have number 3, aromatherapy. We have number 52, take a walk. We have number 10, clear your energy field. And one more, please. We have number 43, rest. Bottom of the deck is clean your space. Interesting. I feel like, I mean, I just looked at this here and now card again, and I feel like there's a message here in terms of advice as well, where your guides are kind of encouraging you to remain in the present moment, understand that, like, certain things can't be rushed, or certain things can't be forced, and there are certain things that other people are required to take action with, and it doesn't feel as though you are meant to. It feels like what your guides are saying is that you deserve to be given love or affection or communication by this person. There's no effort that needs to be done on your part, besides take care of yourself. Obviously, take these as they resonate for you first and foremost, but that's what I'm seeing in these cards. But that's what I'm seeing today, pile 2. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. And if I don't see you in the extended reading today, I hope that I will have another chance to read for you again soon. Bye. Hi, pile 3, and welcome to your reading on your person's current thoughts and feelings. So the first thing we're going to do is do an energetic check-in. We're going to look into who this person is, and we'll also look into what is currently going on between the two of you. This should sound like your person and your connection. If it doesn't, I would suggest checking out another video. There also just might not be a message for you today, and that's just as okay. But let's go ahead and get started. So when it comes to the current energy between the two of you, we have, if you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. And we have number 26, containment of potential. When it comes to how your person is currently showing up in this connection, who they are in this connection, we have number 28, attacked. We have Arctic fox, with the keyword being cold. And then we also have fox. Okay. It feels like this is a connection, pile 3, where there is a lot of like really big feelings. Like there's a lot of care here. For some of you, this is love. This is a long-term committed relationship. For those of you that aren't in like something long term, it feels like there is very much so the opportunity, or you feel as though there's going to be an opportunity in the future for this to be something really profound. Like there's intuitively, you feel as though this connection has like some sort of destiny that is really important in your life. And I sense that both of you recognize this. And both of you recognize that your hearts are very much so attracted to one another. I do kind of wonder if for some of you this is a type of situation or relationship where your heart is telling you one thing, but then logically you feel as though it's not the right time, or you feel as though it's not actually going to work out. It feels like there's a little bit of resistance in some capacity. Like I don't feel like the two of you are like in separation. This is a connection that feels as though the two of you are together. But I feel like this person in particular may be resisting something. And I think that it comes from feeling pressured almost with this attacked card here. I feel like they're at a point where they're recognizing that they are going to have to be vulnerable. They are going to have to answer the questions that arise within you if they are to allow this connection to continue moving forward. And I think that this is something that makes them feel uncomfortable. And I don't think that it's something that they are intentionally doing. It feels like they are actively working through this. Like I don't feel like this is somebody who's running away. This feels more so like somebody who is uncomfortable, and yet at the same time is trying to adapt because they recognize that they want to see where this connection goes. I think it's interesting that we have the Arctic fox as well as the fox. The Arctic fox, the keyword is cold, and I kind of get the feeling that like there's this reservedness to them, right? But then at the same time, with the fox here, this is indicative of somebody who is a long-term partner. This is somebody who's monogamous, who's loyal, who's faithful, who has their partner's back, who wants to build something, build a future. And I feel like they see this within your connection. They see that this is who they want to be. This is who they are. But I feel like they're trying to slow things down, not because they don't want things to go forward, but because things don't need to be rushed from their perspective. Yeah. If that resonates, let's go ahead and get on into the tarot. There's going to be an extension for this reading today. And in the extension, we're going to look into the next 30 days. So what is most likely going to happen between you and your person, how they're most likely going to be showing up, how you're most likely going to be showing up in this connection. And of course, we'll get advice, more advice. But yeah, so how I'm going to do this is I'm going to do one row of tarot for their thoughts and one row of tarot for their feelings. I've also pulled a couple of oracles, so we'll look into that as well. And if we need more oracles, we can always pull more oracles. Okay, Spirit, we're looking into Pile 3's person. What is Pile 3's person currently thinking? What are Pile 3's person's current thoughts towards this connection? So we have the 9 of Cups, the 8 of Wands, we have the 10 of Cups, and we have the Queen of Wands. Okay. And then what are their current feelings? Sorry about that. My cat has found an open space that is normally closed off to her, and so now she's making a mess. Okay, so how is Pile 3's person currently feeling? What are their current feelings towards Pile 3 and the connection? Okay, so we have the 9 of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands, the Tower. What are their current feelings? And we have the World in reverse. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Cups. Okay, and we also have, in terms of their thoughts, we have hunger. And in terms of their feelings, we have illumination. Okay. So I think that what I was saying about how they're kind of trying to slow things down, it's coming through with their thoughts as well. The Nine of Cups is all about like wish fulfillment. I feel like they see this connection as more than just potential. Like they see you as a wish fulfillment, but they see it beyond that. Like they're thinking more long term. And this Eight of Wands is a card of movement. It's a card of expansion. And I feel like they're recognizing that this connection is meant to progress from something where it's very exciting and like new, or very exciting and there's potential, to actually achieving that potential. There are thoughts of the future here. I would also say that they see you, like when it comes to their thoughts, you're on their mind a lot in terms of like how attracted they are to you. But more so than that, there's just, what this is telling me is that this person recognizes that you are the one that they want. There's no question or doubt about it. But there's also this underlying thought of wondering if what they're offering you currently is enough. Like they're aware of there being like a stronger desire than what is being laid out on the table currently. And I think that it's something that they feel is a little bit too quick. When it comes to how they are currently feeling, they feel, I kind of feel like their heart and their mind are it's interesting because normally I would think that these would be reversed, right? Like this energy down below feels more like the energy of somebody in their head, whereas the energy above feels more so like the energy of somebody in their heart. And I feel like there's like, they're at odds with themselves in some way when it comes to their head and their heart, which is something that I picked up on in the beginning of this reading. But I think this person feels overwhelmed in some capacity. They feel overwhelmed in some capacity. And I get the feeling that this is something that is kind of making them feel paralyzed in a way. I think that there is a lot that's happening that they feel as though they don't have control over. Like this could be within this connection, or it could be just within their life in general. But it feels like it's taking over how they're currently feeling. Where there's this need to release something. There's this need to let go of the need to control, essentially. But at the same time, they don't feel as though, they feel as though if they're not prepared, if they don't feel ready, they cannot move forward. But like I feel like there's a deep knowing within this person's heart and within your person's mind that is letting them know exactly what it is that they want. There's no doubt here for your person when it comes to them wanting you, them choosing you. I want to get more tarot. I cut the deck and we have the Eight of Wands again, and then we have the Page of Pentacles. It feels like they don't feel ready, but it almost feels like they feel in their heart like they don't have a choice almost, and they're going to have to move forward. I don't know, let's keep going. And look, I cut the deck again and we have the Tower and the Page of Pentacles again. It feels like there's something happening where and perhaps like life has really thrown the two of you a curveball, and this is the reason why everything feels as though it's happening very quickly. There's been some sort of setback here in a way, but the setback is something that has projected this person forward, and they feel a little out of place. Okay, is there anything that I've missed? Is there anything that I've missed, Spirit? Okay, so we have the Magician. We have the Three of Cups. Is there anything that I've missed? We have the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the Five of Wands. It's so interesting because like there's such a short, I feel like I need to say, like I need to like really emphasize this, but there is such a sureness, such a certainty when it comes to how they feel about you. There's no questions or confusion on your person's end of how important you are to them. There is uncertainty though of themselves. There's uncertainty of whether or not they can be the person that you are deserving of, or be the person that they want to be. But at the same time, this person has a desire or understands that they are going to have to power through that. Yeah. We'll get some more oracles before we get advice. Is there anything else, Spirit, that I've missed? So we have building blocks. What have I missed when it comes to how this person is thinking and feeling? This is, all of these cards came out in pile 2. Okay, and then we have the Fates. Okay, and then bottom of the deck is Breathe. I think that this person sees so much already within this connection. Like they already feel as though they've won the lottery. And I think it might be a little overwhelming for them, thinking that like knowing that this is going to get even better. This is going to expand. And I think that this person is very much so content on being in the here and now, very much so content on being in the present moment. But for whatever reason, they feel as though they're being pushed forward, and it's like meant to be, but they feel unprepared. It could be that you are kind of pressuring them in some capacity, but also with the Fates here, I feel like this might just be one of those moments in life where it's unexpected, but deep within us, we know that there's a reason as to why something's happening. And there's trust here. There's a lot of trust on your person's end when it comes to how they're feeling. They know that this connection is meant to be, like it's written in the stars. Okay, well that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Let's go ahead and get you some advice. Okay, Spirit, what advice is there for pile 3 when it comes to this connection? What advice is there for pile 3? We have health checkup, We have intuition. That's interesting. I don't think that this is for everyone. This is something where, if this is the case, this has to do, I almost feel like, with perhaps you or them having become pregnant. Like I don't feel like this is advice more so than it is. I feel like this is kind of clarity for some of you as to what this moment is that has kind of changed the trajectory of things. But let's keep going. Is there any advice? We have number 51, sync with the moon. And we have number 54, watch a movie. And then bottom of the deck, connect with your ancestors. I feel like there's a lot here calling you to take a moment to be still. Like I feel like there's a lot going on for a lot of you, pile 3. And if this is the case, if there's like a lot of like really fast moving energy coming through, your guides are wanting you to know that like you have all of the answers that you need within yourself. And one way to kind of like maybe regroup would be to begin paying more attention to the lunar cycle, would be to really develop some sort of ritual or spiritual practice around the moon. But obviously take these as they resonate for you. I think that it would be very, I don't think that this has to do with your health, this health checkup card. I don't think that this is advice saying that you need to go to the doctor. I think that would be really unethical for someone online to tell you that like there's like a health concern. That's not what this is saying. And I would never read it that way. What this is saying to me is that it's important to take care of yourself during this time. When it comes to this connection, like self-care may be really of the utmost importance right now. And enjoying the little things in life really might be of a huge benefit for you for the time being. And I think that this checkup card really truly has to do with more so the current energy surrounding this connection for some of you, where, like I said, I feel like the fate that I've been picking up on for some of you may very well be like an unexpected pregnancy of some kind. But obviously that doesn't have to be the case. Just ignore this. Just ignore this if it doesn't resonate. Yeah, but that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, pile 3. If I don't see you in the extended, thank you so much for letting me read for you. And I hope that I'll have another chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye.